It's been 4 years since the National Rally Championship NRC saw any female driver compete following the departure of Susan Muwonge in 2020. Muwonge, alongside Laila Mayanja and Rose Lwakataka, had previously been the beacon of women in the sport, which is dominated by men. Susan Muwonge last participated in the NRC in 2019 before taking a break in 2020, while Laila Mayanja was last seen in a motorsport event in 2018. Since their withdrawal from the sport, no other woman has taken their position on the steering, save for a few who act as navigators for the male drivers. We spoke to both Susan and Laila about the challenges that forced them out of the sport they cherished. Both ladies assert that motorsport is an expensive sport that requires a lot of money to cater for the maintenance of the car, fuel, and entry fees, making it difficult for many to sustain a career in the sport.
You have to be financially stable. You have to be in the right place to be able to afford a car, afford to run the whole season without getting support from somebody, because most times a sponsor will first see you compete before they can offer you support.
The sport is quite expensive, and if it is a lady single-handedly coming up to race, it takes a lot of money to make sure that you fund the vehicle, you manage the mechanics, you do everything in line with rallying. So you will find that it limits a number of ladies from joining the sport.
They emphasized that while they were fortunate to have strong financial support from their families, this is not a reality for many women interested in the sport.
I was very lucky in that I was given a car by my husband, so I didn't have to buy a car. When I was starting to drive, the only thing I needed to do was find enough money to run the season, find enough money to drive, to pay the mechanics, to buy the fuel, be there at every event.
They were so much into the sport that they could fund me here and there at whatever cost. So you will find that this car is very expensive. Maintaining it, managing the mechanics and whatever becomes a little bit hectic on the ladies, and they just see their way off.
Susan also believes that even the national rules that a person under the age of 18 years is not supposed to drive has also hindered many women to join the sport.
Except for the lady riders, those are easy because they have different categories on which they start riding. But for motorsport, it has to be 18. By the time these children are 18 or 20, you'll find they do not have anybody to help them out, unless it is a strong parent. You clock 30, clock 40, then somebody's thinking about something else.
In addition to financial constraints, gender stereotypes remain a significant barrier. Many people still think that motorsport is meant for men only. Gender-based expectations placed on women have also been cited among the problems facing women in the sport. They believe once the Federation of Motorsport Uganda FMU introduces a special award like prize money to women drivers, more women will be attracted to the sport.
That would be a mark, because where do you get the passion to keep in the sport? Let others recognize you. Yes, we get awards, but at the end of the day, what more can be done? How do you fund this person to go to another level? We need to elevate from national to international and whatever, but with the support of the governing body.
FMU has a young crop of ladies who are coming up from motorcycling, and hopefully if FMU keeps supporting and building that, I think we'll be able to have in a few years at least driving competitors, as in drivers. Because
Federation General Secretary Reynolds Chibira admits that FMU's sport for drivers falls short of matching the financial investment required for a full racing season.
Prize money is not commensurate with the level of investment in a rally car or the level of investment in a motorbike. Because look at it, if I'm going to give you, for example, if I'm going to give you 1 million or 3 million, but your investment to participate in a single event is to a tune of 5 to 10 million, just one event.
Chibira says the recently introduced initiatives like the National Karting Championship designed for children is a pathway for young girls to join the sport at an early age.
That this year we have had about 5 karting championships. Karting are those small cars which look like the Formula One cars, but you know, they are at our level here. So that one, we have quite a number of young ladies who are participating in that championship, and we think that from there somebody can easily transition into a rally car, because rallying also starts with passion. Before you sacrifice your money, you have to be very, very passionate.
FMU has also established a women's commission composed of 3 women tasked with promoting female participation in motorsport.
What we have done with that commission is to empower it to advocate for women participation in motorsport. And indeed, we have a number of ladies who are participating as co-drivers, as marshals, as officials, and in those other areas. But I know for the purpose of sports growth and the brand, you need a woman who is actually driving and eventually becoming a national champion like Susan Muwonge did twice.
Despite taking long without racing, Laila and Susan confirm that they are only taking a break, but if conditions once again become favorable, they will return to the steering wheel.
I might not be active, but at least I'm on the way. I still have my car. Unless the car is out of my compound, that is when I can regard myself as a non-competitor, compete completely. But I still have the car, I still have the energies. So anytime from now, I'm back on the road.
Not yet ready to come back. I would like to come back, but I have to be ready, because I don't want to come back. I want to come back in a big way. I want to come back and try to win. So I'm not going to come back in an old car, a small car. I want to come back and try and be as competitive as I can.
Despite these efforts, Chibira believes that aspiring drivers must have a deep passion for the sport to overcome the financial and logistical challenges that come with it.